we can't hear the music.
Are you fucking mental? Fuck up. Well, guys, and welcome to the House of Crypto. Big live stream today. The markets are pumping back. Are we about to see all-time highs for Bitcoin again anytime soon? I don't think so. I don't think so right now. But we're going to look at what's going on in the Bitcoin charts as well as key narratives. A key narrative in particular that I think you need to pay attention to. I'm also going to tell you about certain coins within that narrative that I'm very, very bullish on, as well as other huge announcements. So do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's get on with today's live stream as well, guys. While we're at it, make sure you ask a few questions and I will be happy to get into those slightly later on in the stream. Now, right now, guys, Bitcoin chart, what on earth is going on? Well, if you looked earlier on or last week, we were talking about something, particularly over on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter yet, guys, the House of Crypto 3, okay? House of Crypto 3. Everyone else is a scammer. Luckily, we're the only ones with the blue tick right now. What we're looking for is something very key, and it's this, okay? This is a reaccumulation schematic, okay? This is a Wyckoff reaccumulation, and you probably realized last Thursday, Friday, I think was when we were down here, that everyone was absolutely bricking it, okay? Everyone was running for the hills, and I try to remind people that when this happens, we need to do the opposite of what our inner monkey mind is trying to tell us to do, okay? Because we tend to make the wrong decisions when we're emotional, whether that be when we're too greedy at the tops or too fearful at the bottoms. So right now you can see we've broken out of the spring phase, which was down all the way to around $53,900. If you sold at $53,900, or if you sold last Thursday or Friday, let me know. Let me know, because I know a lot of people did, because that's why the prices went down, okay? And I know it's difficult to fight against that emotion, particularly when we've got too much skin in the game. But we've seen now a strong rise up. Now, I was expecting maybe a little bit more of a test phase. We haven't yet seen that. As we look into the Bitcoin chart, you can see that we're running into what seems to be a little bit of resistance here, okay? Previous support, remember? Previous support becomes future resistance. Resistance and support, they're kind of around the same place. You can see this was resistance here. It turned into support. It's then support, 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 resistance. And you can see that this is a very significant area for Bitcoin all the way through here. So it's not a surprise that we're pausing in and around here. In and around here. Okay? So why are we not quite ready for what is going on in the markets? Well, because I know many people, when the prices were shoving lower and lower and lower, were telling me that they were waiting for Bitcoin to hit 48K. They were telling me that Bitcoin was ready to hit 43K. And this is a very key part to be doing, a part to be looking for, right? A very key indicator. Nothing against those people, okay? The mind tricks us into thinking this. When the market is moving lower and everyone's already panic selling and people are out there telling you, don't worry, I'm waiting for it to hit this level, I'm going to buy. That's usually a good signal that it's going to go up. On the flip side of things, whenever we get somewhere near the top of this market, wherever it might be, I'll tell you my price prediction for Bitcoin slightly later on in the video, then guess what? People will be telling you it's going to go higher and higher, and I'm not selling until Bitcoin's going to reach at least $200,000, $300,000 even. At that point, that's when you want to be starting to take profits, okay? Because it's the dangerous period of time. Now, where are we seeing a lot of excitement and growth in the market right now? Well, there's something big that's about to happen, and it's being shown particularly on this chart. Now, I get it, Ethereum, many of you not that excited about Ethereum, but bear with me, guys, because the Ethereum ecosystem is about to go live. And not live, as in about to liven up, shall we say. Okay, about to heat up. particularly because of this pattern, which fortunately I already had made. Nice to go. Okay, so we can see we have the rounded bottom. Okay, we then come up and we get a nice kind of pull back all the way down. This is the Ethereum versus a Bitcoin chart. Now this was all the way back on the 27th of February 2017, and you can see that Ethereum absolutely crushes Bitcoin in this. At that point in time, they're both going up. Bitcoin was also in a bull market, but it had already been in a bull market for a while. Ethereum then was catching up. You can see very similar pattern has happened again, rounded bottom. And now into this kind of channel, we're now hitting into this buy zone. And it almost, and I've been saying this for a while, I know, but it's because we've been trapped up against this upper trend line for weeks. This is the weekly chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. 8 weeks. When this breaks out of here, Ethereum is going to go crazy. I think the altcoins in general are going to go crazy, and particularly the Ethereum ecosystem. What will be the catalyst to make this happen? Well, Bitcoin continuing to push higher. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin when we see Bitcoin pushing. And we've got the Ethereum ETF coming at any point in the next few days. That will be the thing that finally comes and drives Ethereum out of here. Okay. When that happens, it's going to be very, very exciting because we can expect Ethereum to push up. Maybe this is about 12% against Bitcoin. Okay. Another 12% up against Bitcoin. Okay, so very exciting times ahead. Who thinks this ETF is going to happen this week? Let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, Ethereum memes are going to take off. Apparently so. Who knows? Okay, but I'll show you what I think is more than certain to be taking off. Now, I'm going to refer you across to another YouTuber who I'm sure you know. Bit of a fair weather YouTuber, to be honest. I'm kind of jealous. It's been making videos while the markets have been completely dead. No. While the markets have been exciting and then completely switching off when markets die. And that's because pretty unbearable times, to be honest. Because people get very angry. Okay, so anyway, saying utility coins have failed. A lot of people have been blown away from this. Okay, basically everyone moves their attention to the green candles or the shiny stuff, and they think that everything else is dead and useless, and it's just so stupid because the attention shifts away, the money arrives in that place, and then eventually the people who made those charts move, who grab the attention, start to sell to the people who've been talking that this is the only place you should be looking. And then what do? They take that money and they put it back into the place where the attention no longer is. And then they drive the attention back to those places because they go up again. Through this period of time, we've seen utility coins dying. Everyone being like, oh, utility coins are dead. The VCs have destroyed crypto. The VCs will just take their money. They'll put it back into those coins that you think are dead. They'll start to pump the prices. Guess what? Tomorrow you're like, oh my God, look at the AI coins going crazy. Can't believe I missed out. And that's where you're going to be moving. Everyone will just chase back to all of those coins once more. Okay? Easy, easy, easy. AI coins. Very straightforward. Now, which other narratives do we think are the most bullish and will benefit the most from the Ethereum ecosystem? Well, if you jump across to DeFiLlama.com, which is a bit more techie, a bit more nerdy, and you might not like it so much, I understand, then you'll see that the TVL, total value locked, on certain ecosystems has been pumping up already, mainly on Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum is seeing some good TVL return. And if you get down into the projects below, you'll see that a lot of these projects have seen a massive increase in TVL, total value locked, over the last few weeks. Okay, mainly because of tokenization of assets, real world assets. And I'm going to be talking more about these in a video that I'm going to make tomorrow. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed. Okay, if you want to catch that video, because there's a coin I'm going to talk about in this video that I think is probably one of the most sure bets that I can look at in the markets right now. I don't actually hold any of this coin, But there's a reason I think it's so bullish, and I'll tell you, it's because of this. Okay? BlackRock, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. Right now, real world assets account for about 0.5% of the entire crypto market. Okay, by market cap, 0.5%. Tokenization of traditional finance assets will bring tens of trillions of dollars into the real world asset coins in the coming 4 years. Coming 6 years. Okay, I'm aware the bull market will only last another 18 months or so, but in the coming 6 years, things are going to get very exciting. You've also got, which I shared on my Twitter, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, changing from being, a few years ago saying that Bitcoin was just for scams and whatever else, and now suddenly he's pro-crypto. Of course, BlackRock, they're behind the Bitcoin ETFs. They are now behind other ETFs. They're now behind the tokenization of assets. They're extremely bullish on crypto, of course. Now, many people have been pushing you towards bigger market cap coins like Ondo Finance and real world assets. It's a great coin. I think it'll do well, but not half as well as the coin I'm going to talk about on tomorrow's video. Smaller cap, just done a huge deal worth $500 million. Currently with a market cap around $80 million. Okay, absolute steal. Now, we'll talk about that tomorrow though. I don't want to spoil it too much. Anyway, so real world assets, guys, are naturally a very obvious place to look. How do we know? Well, come across to CoinGecko. If you're a little bit unsure right now, uncertain, and you, like me, feel like you're going to miss out and you're panicked because you didn't quite have enough time to buy the dip, and you're now like, well, where do I move my money to? A very easy thing to be doing is to understand that this is the next phase of this market cycle, and what we're going to see next would be something like, if I can find it eventually, after all this crappy stuff here, current crypto cycle. We've just finished this shakeout, okay? Depression phase. Hope and excitement phase, shakeout. Suddenly we move into this phase. The coins that are starting to boom in this area, that are seeing lots of strength right now in the last day or two as Bitcoin wakes up, and there has been a number of different coins, different kind of niches, should be where you're focusing your attention. Okay? So where is that? Well, come to coingecko.com and you can see. You can go, in fact, it's CoinMarketCap's probably the best place to look, but you can see on the trending coins, you can see the trending categories here. And you'll understand that if you go through a few of these and look at the different categories, you'll identify that certain categories are seeing more growth in the last 7 days than others. Most importantly, for the people watching this channel, because I know you've been subscribed for a while, we talked about BRC20 tokens that kind of maybe have been struggling a bit more recently. You'll see that they are starting to see a lot of excitement, okay? They're all the way up, just under the cat-themed category. The cat-themed category in number one, obviously. Now down to BRC20. So BRC20 tokens that may have seen some horrific downside are now the second best performing categories coming out. Okay, if you come down through the list, you'll notice others. One that I'm extremely bullish on, I don't like to talk about it too much because it's boring, isn't it? Okay, real world assets is boring. I hate it, but, well, I don't hate it. Okay, it's just a bit boring. We don't like it. Most people don't really like DeFi that much. We've been in crypto for a while. It doesn't really excite us. Not half as much as a cat meme coin does, or a tap game, which I'll tell you about my tap game later on. Those of you who are waiting to get stuck in. But real world assets, okay, pumping as well. And you can see some of the growth that we've seen in just the last 7 days. A bunch of tokens starting to take off in the real world assets niche. Okay, BRC20 also seeing some really crazy growth. So if you're concerned or unsure about which narratives you should be heading to, you can't go far wrong with heading towards something like CoinGecko, going to check on the key categories and seeing which categories are seeing growth. Then within those categories, searching for the ones that have been pumping the most in the 7 days. Most people don't like this, and I understand why, because people like me have been telling you that you shouldn't be buying those massive green candles, and that's true. But if you're talking about massive green candles that at the end are a long bit of downside, like Ordi, this is ordinals, like Sats, okay, we'll have a look at a chart in a moment, Pups, these ordinals are all going bonkers right now, okay? Sats up 84% in the last 7 days. Right, so what was it, Ordi we just looked at? Let's have a look at Ordi. Now, massive green candles, we don't like massive green candles. I don't like massive green candles when they come at the end of a pump like this, okay? This is when you don't want to be buying massive green candles, because then from the 25th of December, Christmas Day in fact, which is a long time ago, you probably sat in like this, okay? But all of a sudden, coins that haven't really gained much excitement and attention, all of a sudden wake up in the middle of July when Bitcoin starts to wake up again. You can then see if you are prepared to draw a chart pattern, which we are. And I'm not saying this one over any others. This just happened to be looking, guys. This is ordinals, right? Bitcoin ordinals. You will see that many of these coins have created these chart patterns that are giving us perfect opportunities. Go and find coins that are well down in the last, I don't know, 90 days. Okay, 90 days from about here. That's more than that. It's like 110 days. In the last 110 days, Ordi dropped 71%. If you bought that dip the other day, you'd be up 43% already. Okay, and if you were holding Ordi from here and you were down 71%, let's say you had $100 in the game, you went down 71, you now got $29 left, you put in another $29, okay, which means that you've now got $58. $58, you come up 40%, okay, and you're now only having to kind of get up a little bit further towards being at break even. Okay, rather than just people who buy the tops and then wait forever for it to get back there and then buy the top again and then wait forever. Yeah, buy the dips. When everyone's panicking, telling you it's going to go lower, you've got to buy it. And buy the ones that are the most sold off. The ones that people are in the comments being like, this is a scam, whatever it is. Okay, I don't know if people say that about Ordi. Ordis get quite popular. So when you see people bashing coins and whatever, it's a scam. People said Solana was a scam at $8, right? Last year, 2 years ago, people said Solana was a scam down here. It's now up 16x. Okay, let's have a couple of questions. While we rest. Hot in here, guys. No AC, just a fan today. But the fan's not allowed to be on because it's too noisy. Let's have a look at a question or two. Are you still heavy in BVM? Because I am. I'm holding BFi as well. Absolutely holding BVM. BVM was in the list just there. Hold on. I saw it. Categories. Well, BVM technically would come under the BRC20 stuff. Okay. It's here under Bitcoin sidechains. Look at this, ecosystems. BVM literally popping up there. Bitcoin sidechains, BVM, BRC20, BFi, BRC20. Okay, all of this stuff is in that ecosystem. I told you that these coins were getting absolutely sold off and smashed, and people were like, oh, they're going to zero, they're dead coins. And I told you that at some point they would wake up, and if you DCA'd in enough, it would really be quite easy to get back to break even. Particularly coins that are new coins. Because I said any coin that launched anywhere around this period of time from sort of about the 25th of February when Bitcoin had that last leg up till like, I don't know, around this point, 6th of June, any coin that launched in this period of time, no matter how good, was going to nosedive to the floor. But we didn't know that because Bitcoin could have been legging up there. You never knew, okay? It's just unfortunate this happened. It was unforeseen. Therefore, new coins that launched in the right narrative that are driven down here that you can pick up now an absolute discount, super bullish. Okay, BVM. Let's have a quick look at the chart. I'm not going to see it today. So you can see, yeah, BVM had an absolute howler, right? We first talked about it on the channel. I think it was here after that breakout. We talked about it. It went up all the way here, 165%. And then, you know, when was that? 18th of April. Let's just confirm. Was that in that horrible zone? 18th of April. Yeah. Okay. So BVM is already starting to look like a recovery is on the cards. You can see nice rounding off here. Had a bit of a dump the other day. Someone sold off pretty hard, but, you know, it's now making its way back into the zone. Eventually, we're going to break through here and then, you know, back up. Back up is the way. Absolutely. So easy. Pups. Pups just seems like that was pumping quite hard earlier. Again, you can see some of these coins selling off. This one is a meme coin, I believe. Oh, no, these are ordinals, right? All the ordinals. Dog. People have been talking about dog as well recently. Right, another question. AIOZ still looking good. Why wouldn't it be looking good? Let's have a look. Right, here's a lesson. If a project looked good enough for you to buy it here, why the F wouldn't it look good enough for you to buy it here? It's the same project. In fact, it's probably better because in this period of time, they've actually been like developing most projects, okay? AIOZ has actually been delivering quite a lot over this last period of time. How do you know? Go and check out their Twitter page. If you're not, you know, first of all, give me a follow on Twitter, guys, okay? House of Crypto 3. If you haven't already, smash that like button down below, okay? And subscribe so that you can find out the real world asset coins that I'm buying tomorrow, because I think that that, as well as BRC20 stuff, is the most bullish narrative right now, okay? Especially as this next phase is going to be a Bitcoin phase. You're going to see the Bitcoin ecosystem coins blowing up. What am I looking for? AOS. I'm not even following them. Let's give them a follow. Okay, you can go and see. Go and check on what they've been building. They've been updating various different things. They've been implementing new AI things and whatever. Okay. I can't remember what they've been doing because I haven't been paying attention recently, right? But you can go and check out the success stories. If you're at all concerned, you don't need my opinion to know whether it's still doing well. The price is irrelevant, guys, right now, okay? The prices are just your attention as a retail investor, my attention, putting into these projects, okay? We don't care about these projects when they're going towards the downside, do we? But as soon as the project wakes up again, well, the markets wake up again, where does the money flow back into? It flows into the projects that we know are in the right narratives. Is AI a good narrative? Couldn't be bad, could it? Nvidia basically leading the charge from an AI perspective. That's not a crypto coin for those of you who are going to look for it. So anyway, let's have a look at a pullback scenario. Remember, this is very important as well. If we go back to the image I just showed you about the kind of like the hope phase into the fear phase, and then into the kind of like the wake up phase, coins that had significantly strong hope phases will survive the shakeout and then have very strong 2024 green box phases. Okay, so strong hope phase. AIOZ, strong hope phase, looks like it. In a very short space of time, it did a 76x. It's then come back down, how far? 65%, now 55% down. Okay. How do you identify a bottom? Well, you know, you don't necessarily know exactly, right? Because this, I would say, is the kind of buy zone area down here. But it seems that AIOZ is starting to make a big old bull flag along with everyone else. It's basically along with Bitcoin, right? Okay. Does it break out of here? Potentially. Does it do this and roll back over? Potentially. But, you know, we're near enough the bottom. I can't see it getting much lower than 3.4. So yeah, EOS, guys, looks good. I do hold this project. Ton, I am in deep. Goat on the Ton chain soon. Absolutely. Guys, I believe I pinned it to the top of these comments to go and check out Tap Goat. I'll show you on Twitter. You might have noticed, okay, so first of all, let's have a look at the Ton ecosystem. Ton. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, that's why. Ton is probably the blockchain to pay attention to right now. That you've probably noticed if you've been in crypto for at least 6 months, that narratives and whatever change like the seasons, right? It's not because people are like, just changing and chopping. The market chops and changes, okay? It's a very early stage, fast moving market. There's so much money pumping in and flowing around that the meta changes almost on a daily basis. So you've got to adapt and overcome and get over it. If you think that it's, you can't keep up or whatever, fine. That's just how it is, right? This DeFi Llama. Ton as an ecosystem. This is the Telegram blockchain. 757 million total value locked. Look at the TVL going crazy, okay? TVL is going absolutely bonkers during this time when everything else has been kind of dying off. The Ton volume also going crazy, okay? Why is it happening? Mainly because of the rise of games like this, Hamster Combat. How many of you are playing Hamster Combat right now? Hamster Combat, for those of you who are unaware, is basically a game on Telegram where you tap a hamster to earn points for hours. But it's actually more than that, okay? Because within that game, you will also be tasked to go and do other things like follow Twitter pages and watch YouTube videos and subscribe to content and buy things and sell things and do everything. Basically, it's created a huge audience. And this has enabled them to be able to onboard a bunch of new people into the Ton ecosystem. So they've now got 239 million users who've now downloaded Ton's wallet through this ecosystem. And these are people who weren't in crypto before. And they're all going to get airdropped coins for their participation within the game. Now, the game itself, the platform itself makes funds through various different ways. But basically, it's kind of a marketing machine, okay? In the future, it's going to move towards other things, etc. But a lot of people have kind of jumped on board this particular model, including me, okay? Because it's a great way to bring in a huge audience of people. But unlike Hamster Combat, we've also now moved towards the next phase of what we're going to be delivering, which will be a launchpad on Ton and then a future ecosystem, possibly into decentralized exchanges, etc. All from the initial game. So if you missed out on Hamster Combat, then guys, you've just got to join our game, okay, which is, there it is, TapGoat. TapGoat Official. We hit 26,000 users in the first 24 hours. We're on target to hit 250,000 users, 250,000 plus users, I believe, by tomorrow. So we're looking to hopefully get towards around 1 million users within the week or so. Okay, so if you're not following TapGoat, because we're literally about to launch the next phase, then go and join up to TapGoat, okay? So just click, it's called TapGoat Official. Give us a follow over there, it'd be great. And then all you need to do is click on the Tapbot game. Right now, we've got the referral system. You can earn massive bonuses on that. And then the next phase, I think, launches on Thursday, where you're going to be able to do different tasks. And the official Tap game goes live next week. But you can get way ahead of everyone else, earn massive points, and you will eventually earn for airdrops. If you want to participate in this TapGo game, go to, I think there's a link in the description, okay? Anyway, enough shilling of my own project. I wasn't sponsored by this project. This is my own project. But anyway, yeah, Ton ecosystem has been blowing up because of these tap games. And there's a few tap games right now that are starting to take off. But the Ton ecosystem definitely one to be paying attention to. Now you can come down below and you can look at some projects that are getting going on Ton. I'd still say that there is, there's a lot of room perhaps for some serious development to go on in this ecosystem. But it's one that we're going to keep our fingers on the pulse of throughout this bull market, okay? And we're going to drive to try and keep in touch with what's happening on Ton. Very easy to do as well, right? Because we've seen what was successful on Avalanche. We've seen what was successful when Solana was trending. When Avalanche was trending, we saw Trader Joe go crazy and decentralized exchange. We saw Pangolin go crazy, one of my top picks, which I know viewers made around 47 to 48x through buying that coin with us back in the autumn. So if you're subscribed, then you probably caught that. Solana as well. We've seen Radium, Orcuswap all blowing up. So DEX is a very key place to be looking on chains that are building in volume. Meme coins, of course, are of interest in certain ecosystems. We saw Kokinu doing really well when AVAX was pumping back in the autumn. We then saw various Solana coins pumping. We've seen Rido the dog on Ton starting to have some good times, but I'm not sure how Rido is doing at the moment. Anyone holding Rido? Right. Just kidding. Good job. Hope it makes some money. F your game. Right. All right, mate. Steady on. Tough day. Get my new game. It's called, well, okay. Tom, you can have a little timeout because you're boring. 12-year-olds watching this. Do you mind Casper? Do you mind Casper? I don't. But I have heard, for those that do mine, that Casper has been very profitable, considering what mining Bitcoin has been, in terms of like how competitive Bitcoin is, and you know, after halving, it's become more expensive, and obviously because Casper's been performing strongly, it's been quite positive from a mining perspective. People have been mining it. I don't mine Casper, but I have been using another mining called Go Mining. I'll just drop a link in the chat. You have a look at it. Go Mining, guys, is actually really cool. Because you can basically make up to like 30 to 40% a year, okay, which might not sound very exciting now, but for a bear market, phenomenal, okay? Basically, it's like a cloud kind of mining where basically you buy your NFT, okay, and then after buying your NFT, you can mine Bitcoin remotely, okay? So you basically own a stake of a remote mining farm. They have hundreds of mines. It's a massive market cap coin. It's like $128 million. So yeah, you can basically mine crypto remotely. Very cool alternate source of income. Like I was thinking about buying a couple of houses next year to rent if I was, you know, if the bull market goes well. But ultimately, why would I buy houses where you got to worry about tenants and where you got to worry about this and that and whatever? Why not just, you know, mine some crypto? Easy. Bloody YouTubers can't get enough miners. ICP demo released yesterday. Facial recognition on the blockchain demonstration. ICP's been pumping today. Let's have a look at ICP. I know it's on the thumbnail. I haven't tricked you in. We were going to talk about it. From a price perspective, ICP has actually looked very good. Now, I want to use this as well because I made a video about it yesterday. ICP, along with Casper and Jasmy and, you know, a bunch of other overhyped coins, and now not so overhyped. Because, you know, a lot of people got very hyped and excited about how good it was going to be, and then they got crushed a bit. But eventually, you can see it's now pulled back. It's done a bit of a weird kind of pattern, similar to maybe Bitcoin. It's created a spring event. What we're looking for is maybe a bounce like this, and then ICP could be back off to the races. Again, it's a very popular project. It seems to be able to capture lots of people's excitement and attention. It's big in terms of promise. In terms of delivery, we're waiting to see, okay? A lot of projects have huge dreams and excitement, don't we all? Doesn't mean that we, you know, doesn't mean that we're worth what we say we want to be worth one day, right? I'm sure, oh, what's his name? Dominic Williams. He's the guy, right? Okay. Yeah, okay, so I've seen this. Another world first. AI that does facial recognition is now running on the blockchain as a smart contract. I mean, some of these things that ICP is doing, it also basically set up a large language model directly onto the blockchain. It did that at the end of last year. That's absolutely massive, okay? Because it's not doing it through a platform, it's doing directly onto the blockchain, which is pretty crazy. This is the potential future where a lot of these things are headed, and ICP is doing it first. So this is extremely positive for ICP, and also from like an AI standpoint and the AI narratives, it's very cool, okay? So yeah, ICP is definitely one to watch. I'm still concerned about any coin that everyone is bullish on. When everyone is bullish on something, I don't really get that excited. I want to be bullish on. I'm more bullish on the stuff that people are calling scams in comments, right? When people start telling you that it's a scam, because everyone was telling us that ICP was a scam when it was here, right? It was going to zero. At that point is when the liquidity from the VCs will arrive. When everyone's telling you it's a scam to run away, go towards that. Okay? There are scams out there. But when it's like big major projects that are clearly not, that are actually working on like legitimate stuff, like ICP is clearly not a scam. When people are calling it a scam because the price is down that much, get into it, okay? Same as Solana. When Solana was down here, everyone was like, it's a scam, bro. Easy. Too easy. We're not out of the woods yet. I'm not sold on this pump. All right? Fair enough. That's fair enough, right? Here's something that you should know for crypto. At any point in time, no one knows exactly where we're headed. I do agree that the market does seem a little bit overconfident right now, considering 4 days ago, 5 days ago, we were hanging on by our fingertips. But I would say OPSEC was a damn scam. Again, you're absolutely wrong. OPSEC was not a scam. OPSEC got hacked, guys. Guys, I listened to an AMA yesterday. What are they? OPSEC. Go, if you think it's a scam because you... It's so dumb. Okay, go to OPSEC. Go and look at this AMA here. Click on this AMA. You can listen to the team. Full doxed team talk through what happened on this project, okay? I agree. It dumped towards the downside. It got hacked. It's unfortunate this happens in crypto. But this is actually quite a cool project. I actually say, dare I say, when it gets back up and running, because it's going to be massively undervalued and it's going to have people like this guy in the comments calling it a scam, then maybe it's a worthwhile project to be looking into. Not financial advice. Go towards the scam calls, okay? Not the scams. You have to use a bit of smart here. If you're not smart enough to identify the difference between a legitimate project like this one and something that people are calling a scam, then yeah, be careful, okay? But people are getting on AMAs with fully transparent teams talking about exactly what happened and updating you live and telling you what's going to be happening in a migration and all these things. Legit, okay? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to get aggy. When will I get a Lambo? That's a good question, mate. That's a good question. I think we're all asking the same question. Hopefully soon, right? Anyway, sorry. Oh, where did I go? Bitcoin not out of the woods. Absolutely, right? Bitcoin is not out of the woods, but you haven't really got much of a choice, okay? If you are, because, why do I say not much of a choice? If Bitcoin rolls over, then yes, altcoins have a return down to the same sort of zones that they were at recently, okay? But most of the coins you're looking at, this is Aethir, a project that we talked about. Unfortunately, it did get over pumped. Okay, we talked about it on a YouTube video, I think around here, and it pumped like absolute crazy. Otherwise, it would look fairly normal like most other coins. But this you can see is waking up today. It's up, you know, it was up like a few percent yesterday. It's up 7% today. Gaming is obviously going to pick up at some point. Okay, absolutely will. So many like, so much, such a natural fit for crypto is gaming. But a lot of the gaming projects look really like bad right now. Why? Because they're damn expensive games, okay? Games are the most expensive crypto projects to develop. Teams have to be huge. They're incredibly time consuming. A lot of these like games are relying on a future game being released. Therefore, when the market loses interest in crypto, it loses interest in games the quickest. Easy, right? Therefore, there's probably a lot of value to be had in games. Aethir, I really like. It had a game that ranked above Pokemon. Okay, it has a game that ranked above League of Legends. One of those other kind of big ones. We talked about OTK on the video the other day when it was all the way down here. We saw people buying it. If you got that like Solana, how to spy on Solana coins video that I made, then you would have caught Octo down here, literally at the bottom of this dip. Okay, we saw originally a 209% pump. It's now up 126% from just the other day. So make sure you're not missing the videos. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm going to do another tutorial-based video later this week where we can spy on whales buying like Solana coins, and you can find the next coin that's going to do 200% in a week. Okay, easy. Also, while I'm talking about subscriptions to the channels, guys, we've got another YouTube channel. It's called The School of Crypto. Okay, again, this is down below in the description. Now, a lot of people are looking for more kind of basic content, beginner-friendly content. I fully understand that, as well as things like trading. Then head across to The School of Crypto and make sure you're subscribed there. Okay, 3 times a week we're doing live streams. Okay, Dylan and myself doing live streams, sometimes together, sometimes just Dylan. Okay, doing daily or 3 times a week trading updates, what we're trading on the day. Okay, you can get into live trading signals with Dylan over there. Also, I'm making tutorial videos how you can learn to understand crypto charts, tutorials for how you can use certain decentralized exchanges like Bitunix. I'm going to make more for other exchanges in the future. I'm going to talk about how to use a MetaMask, how to enter pre-sales, how to do this, how to do that. So if you want to enter the School of Crypto for some more kind of educational style content, as well as other stuff like how to spy on wallets and things like that, then make sure you're subscribed to the School of Crypto, okay? It's got my face on it. Easy to know. Now, guys, a few more questions. Let's see if we can get a few more likes on this video, because I'm not sure everyone has liked this video. Guys, if you've not liked it yet, please. What have I got to do? Okay, biggest DEX on base is Aerodome. 507 million total value locked. People have been talking about Aerodome. Let's have a look, because I haven't paid that much attention, I'll admit. Base is obviously going to be kicking off. Even though it's a pain in the ass to use, I don't really like it that much. The reason Base is going to be kicking off, guys, is because Coinbase is such an easy exchange to use. Okay? Coinbase is the easiest, but it's very expensive. So if you've been using crypto for a while, I recommend not using Coinbase. Okay? If you're new to crypto, you probably already know Coinbase because you probably bought crypto on Coinbase in the first place. Everyone does, okay? So when we move into a bull market, when the retail investors, the more of them, newbies, rush into the market, and they will come, they're all going to rush to Coinbase. Coinbase, Base chain will see some growth. Decentralized exchanges on Base chain will likely see some growth because Coinbase is the only. Is it the only one? It's a bit major one, okay, on the Base chain. There's other DEXs on Base, right? I'm sure of it. But anyway, let's have a look at Aerodome. What do we know about Aerodome? Well, I'm guessing from this chart that it launched somewhere in around March and April. It launched on the 1st. When did it launch? 5th of April. What do we know about coins that launched on the 5th of April or coins that launched in and around April or mid-March? They did what? They went straight down because all the altcoins went down. So any coin that launched after this period of time went straight down. Therefore, they're not scams. They just went straight down because crypto went down. Therefore, some of the best value and opportunities in some really top-notch projects that launched at a bad time. I don't know much about Aerodome Finance. All I do know is you can see that as Bitcoin is starting to restore confidence back into the market, that coins like this have gone up 112%. Therefore, buying the dip into these coins that people are panicking about couldn't be more obvious. Okay? So if you were confident on a coin at the highs, you should be confident on the same coin at the lows. If not way more confident, because down here, your downside risk exposure is so much lower than your upside reward potential. Your reward and risk balance right now is so stacked in your favor if you're entering the markets, you won't believe. Okay? In my opinion, not financial advice. Go and do your own research. Okay? Aerodome Finance. Let me have a quick look at it on DeFi Llama. Simply, if a chain does well, the reason a DEX will do well is because certain people will want to go and trade on DEX rather than on a centralized exchange. Decentralized exchange, DEX, is where people will choose to trade. For example, if you're not wanting to trade on Binance, you would prefer to trade on Uniswap rather than using one that requires KYC. That's probably the easiest explanation. So you can use DeFiLlama.com to go and look at like why a particular coin might be starting to see some excitement. Look, TVL getting up, volumes. This is very important metrics for this. You can see that the volume was very sharp till around the June 12th, 13th, and then it started to die off a bit. Don't know why, that's a bit weird. But if base picks up, you know, meme coins on base and all that stuff gets going again, it's not a bad place to look. If you've done your research in this project and you like this project, it looks legit, you know, backed by the right people, that's a good looking chart. Okay, cool. So, any more for any more? One last question. Do you think Aethir is a render killer, and what's a realistic price prediction for Aethir? Yeah, well, it does different things. Render, it's slightly different. It's more geared towards AI and gaming than I think Render is. Render's more in terms of like GPU compute capacity. I think it has a capacity and ability to do things that Render has no chance of getting anywhere near. Aethir will boom along with AI and Deepin. For today, I think Aethir's absolutely booming as well. Yeah, Aethir launched, or what way? Hold on, is that my Aethir boomed recently? You can see today it's been booming, despite actually launching. This is very interesting, right? Aethir did launch after the March-April lows of Bitcoin or highs of Bitcoin, and it's actually doing quite well. Do I think Aethir? So Aethir has cloud compute for AI. I'll just tell you about this one, right? So GPU compute solutions on demand. It has over $400 million worth of compute capacity, which is very important. It basically allows companies to build AI projects, such as ChatGPT, such as Claude.ai, such as whatever you want to call them there. These are extremely demanding on computational power. And this is a huge bottleneck in development of AI projects, okay? A lot of AI projects or new AI projects can't develop at the speed they want to because it's too damn expensive to buy compute power from centralized servers. Therefore, they're having to go outside of centralized servers to go towards decentralized projects such as Aethir to be able to get the compute power they need to be able to build their projects. Aethir is along with IO.net, one of like a couple of projects that actually have the capacity to reach enterprise grade demands. Okay, whereas none of these other like caches and whatever have the actual appropriate GPU power that is needed. It's not like me providing power from my iPhone. They need a specific H100 GPU or various other variants of this from NVIDIA, incredibly expensive chips. Aethir have got $400 million worth of them. Now, a lot of people will be concerned about unlocks, because I know lots of people get told that you should be very careful of buying coins with massive market caps. Tiny circulating supplies and huge market caps. Fair enough. Okay, I'll understand and I agree with you on part of that. But most people don't. You can't just spread your kind of theory for this over everything, and I'll tell you why, using Aethir as an example. Market cap, 317 million. Isn't that big, right? Given that $400 million of compute power they hold. But the fully diluted market capitalization, you will see, is bigger than 10x the current market cap. That means that this will dilute 10x over the next few years, which is very scary and bearish if you just look at it from that point of view. But if you understand something very simple and use this, because you'll be smarter than 90% of the people who don't understand this, well, all of the people who don't understand this, is that you need to understand when that circulating supply is being released. Because it doesn't effing matter if it is released after the bull market top happens, because this is the only number that will matter while that bull market's in play. And after that, who cares? Because you've already sold, right? So you can go to websites like Token Unlock, and you can see Aethir. Hopefully this is going to show me the free version. Go on. Is it? Sign in. Don't make me pay. Hold on. There is another one that shows you. We'll get there. God, it's so hot in here. ATH. Here's why. There was $1 million of KOL round done for Aethir. Okay, only $1 million seems to be getting unlocked soon. The team, and I think you can see here, will have an unlock in 514 days, which is more than a year and a half away. Okay, which is when we probably have already seen the top of the bull market. So who cares? Who cares that they're getting a this amount, 0.01% unlock after that time? Who cares? Okay, you can go and check on the unlocks. Most of this project isn't going to get unlocked. What's that? 52.3. So an unlock of 2.616 million Aethir. What's that? So about $14 million is going to get unlocked tomorrow. Okay, not a big deal. Go and check out how much of this kind of unlock is happening over a period of time, and you'll realize by the top of the bull market, anticipating it's about 18 months from now, Aethir will have only kind of 2x'd in terms of circulating supply. Probably not even that. So don't worry too much about these massive projects unless the unlocks are happening very soon. Big unlocks. Use drops. This is drops tab, dropstab.com, and you can search for the coins and you can see when the unlocks are taking place. Layer 0, another one, has big unlocks coming up, but you would need to check out when they are, because don't let someone in the comments convince you otherwise, because they don't know what they're talking about unless you've done your research. Hopefully you enjoyed that little video, guys. Now, if you haven't already, go and give the Tap Goat a follow. Okay, give the Tap Goat a follow. Click on the Tap Goat to play. Okay, it's going to take you to Telegram. You can see I've been referring people, and you can, and then you can go and refer people, refer friends. When your friends are referring people, you'll also earn rewards from them. Ultimately, we will then start to use and feed people towards a launchpad and a DEX. This is where the value is going to come from. This is where the funds are going to come from that are then fed back into the system and airdropped to the early adopters who pick up on the Tap Goat game. So thank you very much for your support, guys. Remember, we're going to hit around 1 million followers in the next 7 to 10 days. Make sure you're one of the first to get in there. Now, that brings me to the end, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on today's live stream. Remember, who knows exactly what's going to happen next in the market? I'm crazy bullish right now. I think we are running out of time. I think you might have missed the very best prices available, but we're not far away from similarly good prices right now. The upside potential is enormous. There is still downside risk, but I think that the advantage is tipped in your favor right now if you move fast. Don't be the one FOMOing in up around 70, 80K Bitcoin, because it's going to hurt you. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. And I will see you tomorrow for that real world assets video. Subscribe. See you later. Bye-bye.